I didn't plan this. I'm sitting here because the house is quiet, and I don't know how many quiet mornings I have left. My name is Thomas Hale. I'm 88 years old. My hands shake a little when I rest them on the table, so if you hear a soft knock now and then, that's just me reminding myself I'm still here. I've lived long enough that people assume I have something important to say, that I've figured something out. The truth is, most of what I know came late, too late to use it the way I wish I had. I grew up in a narrow house with thin walls and a father who didn't talk much. Silence was normal then. You learned to live inside it. I carried that habit with me, like a coat I never took off. I worked for 46 years, same company, different titles. I was reliable, that's the word they used. Reliable men don't cause trouble, they don't complain, they don't ask for much. I married Eleanor when I was 27. She laughed loudly, even when nothing was funny. I remember thinking it might fade. It didn't. There are photographs in a box near my bed. In most of them, I'm standing a little apart, hands in my pockets, smiling the same careful smile. I thought that was enough. At the time, I really did. I believed life was something you endured properly, and then one day you were allowed to rest. I didn't know how quietly the years would move, how they would stack on top of each other without asking permission. The first thing to go wasn't my strength. It was time, or maybe my sense of it. I remember a Tuesday afternoon, nothing special about it. Eleanor was washing dishes. I was reading the paper. She said my name, just once, not loudly. I didn't answer right away. I thought there would be another chance. There usually is, until there isn't. By the time I noticed the pattern, it had already settled in. Missed conversations, unasked questions, moments I assumed would wait. Eleanor got sick slowly, so slowly that it felt rude to be alarmed. We adjusted instead. That's what we were good at. I drove her to appointments. I filled prescriptions. I learned the sound her breathing made when she slept. What I didn't learn was how to say the things that pressed against my chest at night. I thought presence was enough. I thought staying was the same as speaking. One evening, near the end, she asked me if I was afraid. I told her no. It wasn't true, but it was easy. She turned her face toward the window. The light was fading, and for a moment I saw her the way she'd been when we met, before everything got careful. She died on a Thursday, the kind of day people use for errands. Afterward, the house changed its sound. Clocks became louder. The refrigerator clicked on and off like it was checking on me. People came by. They told me I was strong. They said I'd done everything right. I believed them because it was easier than sitting with what I hadn't done. Years passed. Friends thinned out. My body started making decisions without consulting me. There are things you don't realize you're waiting for until you've waited too long. Words, mostly. I replay conversations I never finished, not dramatic ones, just small openings I let close. I thought understanding would arrive all at once, like a letter finally delivered. It doesn't. It seeps in. Slow, uncomfortable, impossible to hand back. I see now how much of my life I spent assuming there would be a better moment later, a quieter one, a safer one. Now the days are shorter. even when the sun is out. I sit by the window in the afternoons and watch people walk past my house. They're in a hurry. I recognize that posture. My body is tired in a way sleep doesn't fix. Doctors use careful words. I use simpler ones. I'm near the end. What surprises me isn't the fear, it's the clarity. The truth is plain, almost dull in how ordinary it feels. Life wasn't waiting for me to be ready. It was happening while I hesitated. I loved people deeply. I just didn't always let that love make noise. If I could relive anything, it wouldn't be the big moments. It would be the ordinary afternoons I treated like they were endless. I don't feel regret the way movies show it. It's quieter than that. More like a low ache you stop mentioning. I'm not recording this to fix anything. Nothing needs fixing now. I just wanted to say it out loud once while I still can, so it doesn't disappear the way so many other things did. If you're still here, thank you for listening to an old man talk slowly. You don't have to say anything. You can just sit with it for a moment, or leave a thought if one comes.